Hello everyone and welcome back as we continue on with our Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts Leaderboard tutorial. And today we enter Act 6 of Nutty Acres, some of the most difficult challenges. Air Coconut, this is one of my favorite vehicles that I actually came up with. I tried forever to beat the high score, which I think Tyler the Cremator has. And I kept missing it by like 1 or 2 seconds. So I said, how can I make up 1 or 2 seconds? So I developed this vehicle that actually starts the game about, I don't know, probably about 100 yards forward of where the game is supposed to start. Almost at the first checkpoint that you have to go through. And that was just enough where I was able to beat the high score by like 0.2 of a second. Which you will see in a moment. Look at how difficult this is. You have to fly like crazy with this spring vehicle that is pretty hard to control. Takes some getting used to. You have to hit all these gates perfectly. Yeah, 40.63. I think the old record was like 40.83, something like that. But we'll take a look at this vehicle. So you can see it is a monstrosity, and it's actually 2 separate vehicles. The first one is the delivery vehicle that has a hyperdrive engine on it, which is right there. It's got the 2 tow bars that are in opposition to each other, so it automatically pulls the vehicle forward as soon as the game starts. Even before the game starts, as soon as the game loads, it starts moving. Which is why when the game actually begins, where I can take control of the vehicle, it's almost all the way up to the first checkpoint. And there's my aircraft inside this vehicle, not attached to anything, it's just sitting there. So as soon as the game begins, I can start flying the spring engine in the aircraft, and that gave me the extra 1 second, 2 seconds I needed to get the record. I still don't know how Tyler did it without this, because that was an incredible run that he had in order to get the record in the first place. But here's what it kind of looks like. See, it's moving, the game hasn't even started yet. And now it starts and I can take off. And of course, I'm not even positioned close to where I need to be, but that's how I got this record. So let's jump and go back to Showdown Town. Okay, the next one is Freewheel Festival. This one was crazy. Look at that, 6,592,000, whatever it is. I beat the old record by like 400,000. And the way I did this one was I had a little help from my band. And I'll tell you what I mean in a minute. So you'll see on the replay, which I kind of forwarded a little bit, this vehicle just circles and circles and circles this post here in Nutty Acres. And I actually did this for 3 days straight before I was able to get the record. That's how long it takes, is about 72 hours. So what you do is download this vehicle. Listen to Trophy Thomas whine. Get the vehicle down the hill and into that circular area where the post is at the bottom, where I got the record. By doing that, you can kind of just jump off the side. You'll crash a few times, but eventually you'll land where you'll be able to do it. In this vehicle, you move the front wheel left and right, and it actually gives you some momentum, so you can keep your speed going even though it looks like the vehicle may be stopping. And then you want to get up almost to this bridge up here, and then go down into this gully right here. And that'll get you into the area where the center post is, where you can get the record. And what I am doing right now is I am moving my joystick all the way down and to the right. So it's a left joystick, so it's down and to the right. And then I'm grabbing a rubber band and I'm putting it around the joystick and moving my right joystick up and to the left. So the joysticks are kind of opposing each other. And that is actually how I got that record, with the rubber band. And then I did it with the wired controller, so I didn't have to worry about batteries. But then I did it for 3 days. Okay, riverbed head to head. This one I cheated big time. Mega Mimi QX has the record. And I tried it about 1 million times to fly and get the record like he did. Just couldn't do it, so I said, okay, let me see how I can cheat. So what I actually did was flew 3/4 of the way and then stopped and then pushed Banjo the rest of the way with my vehicle. So I don't remember what the record is, like 53 seconds or something, but I was able to get to the point where I stopped in about 45 seconds. And then I pushed him the rest of the way. You have to actually unfreeze Banjo a few times because you go up and down some hills. So that costs you like 2 seconds every time. But I was still able to do it like a second to spare or 2 seconds to spare when the final time came up. So this is the second lap right here. And you can see I'm already not even close to what would be needed for a record. I'd have to be down in the 40s right now. But you fly like crazy. Make sure you get the time needed to get the record. And then when you get to the top of this little hill, jump out and pause it. You can actually push Banjo the rest of the way. It takes hours and hours, but you can do it. Or you can do it the right way and just fly like a professional gamer hero and do it without cheating at all. But like I said, I tried it for days and I was not able to do it. So I said, okay, let's get her done this way. And we just pushed Banjo the rest of the way. All the way through the gully and then up and down the hills. Okay, let's see what we got next here. Oh, nuts to go. This one's hilarious. I cheated on this one too. I imported a custom vehicle into a logs challenge. But look at this vehicle. This thing is awesome. I tried forever to get these nuts to go into the vehicle and they just wouldn't go in, so I came up with this thing. Look at that little funnel at the back. And then look at the tray I put on top so the nuts just wouldn't fly everywhere. Here's what it starts out looking as. Let me back up a little bit. So the nuts actually start in the air behind the vehicle, right there. And that's where you have to pull them into your vehicle. Now a normal vehicle will fly all over the place, but because I put that funnel in the back and had that large tray sticking out, I was able to use a suck and blow to corral them all into my vehicle. And I actually got every one of them. There's 12 nuts in there. And now I just disassemble my vehicle while it's paused. You see the clock isn't moving at all. I get rid of the useless parts that I don't need. And I put some poles on the back. The nuts don't fly out the back when I start moving. I put some L poles to cover a gap in between the top of the poles and the wings. And I put the folding wings on top. That keeps the nuts from flying out of the top. And I get rid of all the excess poles that I had on my vehicle. And I get rid of the suck and blow because it's heavy. It'll just slow me down. And then and I move my super fuel and my seat back and attach it to the vehicle. And then it's just an all-out gun the gas, gun the accelerator, don't hit anything. Touch and go by Mumbo to get the 9 coconuts that he needs to count. And then look, I hit Mr. Fit into the water, which is just an added bonus. So like I said, that was cool. That was crazy. And like I said, it's totally cheating. I imported a custom vehicle. Alright, what do we got? Leaderboards. Come on. Making waves. Cheated on this one too. It's not a custom vehicle, but you see I did making waves in 0.18 seconds. Not even a full second, which is crazy. So I already am past the finish line here. And it looks like I did it without any vehicles except for 6 floaters that are right in front of me. But if you look behind me, there's my vehicle sunk in the water. It's that giant wedge that you can see under the water back there. And basically I took this giant wedge and I pushed Banjo and Kazooie from the beginning at the start through every single gate through the entire course. Took about 9 hours. And then got them all the way to the finish line. So the best way to show it is I saved it in the one Banjo Land race. Waterway to go. I did the same thing. This is how you push Banjo through the water with the wedge. So you create this giant wedge vehicle and you just push him along. And that is how you become a legendary gamer. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Logbox X 1s, 2, and 3. Have a good day. Bye-bye.